Now coming up next, the main event, Palo Alto taking on Wilcox and some men's basketball here on MC Sports. Coming up shortly.
Pachi's began in the summer of 2004 in Palo Alto. Expert pizza maker with a passion for fresh, deep dish pizza and genuine hospitality. Today, Pachi's delicious pizza and signature customer experience is a neighborhood favorite. When you walk through the door of Pachi's, you're in for a treat. When you sit down at our table, you're family. Enjoy a Pachi's pizza today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Palo Alto, tonight's broadcast of men's basketball here on MC Sports. Tonight's showdown features the Palo Alto Vikings and the Wilcox Chargers. I'm Mike Foyle, sitting alongside my partner Alex Ross as we get ready to bring you a fun night of basketball here on MC Sports. The Vikings check in at 13-4, 4-2 in league play. The Chargers 6-10, 0-6 in De Anza league play. Palo Alto in the home white, Wilcox in the road black. They swing it baseline, goes back at the top. Entry pass inside, tipped out of bounds, it will stay here. .17 on the shot clock. Inbound goes for Wycliffe. Now pass it gets stolen away. Here comes Palo Alto. 2-on-2, a nice pass. Goes back out left wing, a three, and too strong that time by Rojan. And the rebound cleared by the Chargers. Wycliffe wants to run. Pass it baseline, stolen away. Now here they come. A 3-on-4. Swirsky takes it down, gets fouled. Kevin Mullen's going to be the guy to watch this season, averaging over 20 points a game and coming off a 35-point effort and a tough loss to Los Gatos. Looks to drive, kicks it out, now works baseline. Swirsky back inside Dees. Swirsky now a three, no good, and the rebound cleared by the Chargers. Turaturian, a near turnover that time, and it is, so over and back violation. So right now the Chargers just having some difficulty settling in.
Most certainly, but this could probably have been expected as Palo Alto's coming the game. I think 13-4 record is supposed to be 6-10 record for the Chargers.
Wilcox really struggling this season and has yet to pick up a De Anza league win. Here's Kevin Mullen on the dribble. Now at the top, a pull-up three, rattles in and out, no good, and the rebound cleared once again by Wycliffe. Chargers walking across with Fitzpatrick. Passes it right wing, looking to drive. Turaturi tries to cross, it gets stolen away again, out of bounds. It'll go to Palo Alto.
And Turaturi showing some serious strength there, almost pushing his way to the basket before committing the lead turnover.
Looking to drive right, kicks out baseline. Now back at the top, goes for Rojan. Rojan gets it tipped away, and now here come the Chargers. They want to run. And a traveling violation. So Wilcox right now has had a lot of possessions, but still has yet to get a good-looking shot off.
Most certainly, likewise, Paly has also had quite some good chances, although they also have not been able to capitalize, but for different reasons, as they have missed a couple of tough three-point shots that were probably questionable in the first place.
Still no score. That foul goes on Fitzpatrick, his first. John controls at midcourt. Left wing for Mullen in a zone that time with the Chargers, and they steal it away.
And right through the legs of Wycliffe. Not a very pretty looking play there.
Fitzgerald on the dribble. Palo Alto lines up in man. Guarded by Rojan.
And Fitzpatrick passes it.
And a foul there against Palo Alto. That's going to go against Justin Hull.
And Wycliffe will be inbounding it to Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick looks to drive. Brings it out to the top. Goes for Zeroli. Now back for Wycliffe. Here's Singh with it. Pass inside. Goes up, draws the foul, can't finish.
And another foul on Palo Alto.
Oh, and this is actually going to go against the Chargers. They're going to say he moved his feet. So
wow.
The turnover problems continue early in this game. Now at the elbow, pass underneath, kicks out. Kevin Mullen, wide open three. You betcha. Kevin Mullen from downtown. And the Vikings lead 3-0.
And hopefully for the Vikings, Mullen is on his way to another fantastic performance, as he has had the ball in some pretty nice circumstances today and really capitalized there with that 3, although on his previous 2 shots, he had missed them both fairly badly. And that will be brought into Fitzgerald.
Passes it right, goes for Turi. Now on the baseline, Wycliffe in a traveling violation. Just a disastrous first quarter, at least from an offensive perspective, for this Wilcox team.
Well, certainly Palo Alto really hasn't come out and played as strongly as one might have suspected, but they've been able to get away with it thanks to all of the turnovers and missed opportunities by Wilcox.
And Kevin Mullen again from downtown.
And Kevin Mullen continuing with his torrid ways.
Yeah, he's picking up right where he left off against Los Gatos. Now it goes left, poked away, Wycliffe recovers. Now he wants to drive. Kicks it out right, a 3, and no good that time. Fighting for the rebound that time, a good effort from Zeroli. But the rebound eventually cleared by Palo Alto.
And the very tall Zeroli will turn it over.
Oh, Kevin Mullen again. This time left it short, offensive rebound put back in. Alex Deese with the score, and it's 8-0.
And Fitzgerald will once again take the ball.
Fitzpatrick at the top, guarded by Rojan, passes it right. Down the baseline, Fitzgerald through the lane, and now we get a double dribble. I think this team needs a timeout.
Most certainly, certainly need some regrouping after this brutal night, one could say, with the number of turnovers and missed opportunities. This could certainly be a very different game.
From a scoreboard perspective, it's not that bad. As you mentioned, it's only 8-0, but offensively, you have yet to have an offensive possession without pretty much turning the ball over. Now driving through the lane, the right-hand floater, good by Johnny Rojan. And now it's a double-digit lead for Palo Alto.
And Fitzpatrick will carry it up the middle again.
Passes it left. Finifidiaki, a right-hand floater through the lane. Make that Manu Turi with the score. And the Chargers get on the board.
And going per se.
But on the other end, it's Viersky who knocks down a 3.
As Palo Alto goes for another 3.
So all of a sudden, Palo Alto is starting to light it up from downtown with just under 3 minutes to play in the first. The Vikings lead 13-2.
So if you had to say one way in which Wilcox could improve going into their next beginning of play, what would you say they could do?
Well, you just can't turn the ball over. And there's a certain level of comfortability that you need to have offensively, because right now they're struggling. Sometimes there's a lot of hesitation out there. You see a double dribble one play, a travel in the next. They just need to start getting some shots off. They hit one with a nice shot by Turi, but they need to get more looks because they just haven't shot enough shots in this first quarter. Too many turnovers.
On the other hand, I think the case for Palo Alto could be made that maybe they could be a little bit more aggressive and continue to carry and shoot as opposed to these constant three-pointers, as these rates of conversion will not continue.
It goes right for Finifidiaki. Now left, looking to drive inside. That floater no good by Turi, and the rebound cleared by Palo Alto and Mike Brandy. Tension brings it up. Goes baseline, Viersky takes it to the top. Palo Alto really starting to shoot the lights out in this first quarter after a slow start offensively. Looking to drive left, Rojan gives it baseline. Grandy backs inside, but a double dribble violation against Palo Alto.
And that will be another penalty in this game. Although that was certainly a little bit more aggressiveness from Palo Alto and what they will probably need to continue to be successful in this game.
Mike Grandy, a guy averaging 5 points, 5 rebounds a game, but there's times we see him be really effective because he knows how to use his size, and he's got more strength than anyone out there. At right, Turi. Back at the top, Finifidiaki, now left wing wide open 3, and it's good. Jake Wycliffe knocks one down.
That was a beautiful shot from Wycliffe, who most certainly, if you're talking about power, has to be in the conversation tonight.
And he's going to be their main guy, averaging 16 points, 9 rebounds a game, But as we talked about, that's Mike Granda using his physicality in the lane and laying it in. And that's what you hinted about. This team needs to go inside a little bit more, start getting better looking opportunities, higher percentage shots, and that's exactly what they did that time.
Yeah, it would appear that they had a fairly constructive conversation during the timeout as their play style has changed a little bit, and probably for the better, as it will appear that Wilcox would bring the ball in.
So 15-5 Vikings. Inbound goes underneath, stolen away, but I believe we got a foul against Palo Alto.
And it will be another foul in this foul-filled game as the score is 15-5. Palo Alto leads Wilcox.
That's a third team foul against the Vikings. Wycliffe now has it, past it baseline for Singh. Singh drives, too strong. The rebound cleared by the Vikings. They want to run. Lob up for tension, able to control it. Now looking to drive, kicks out baseline. Kevin Mullen from downtown. Spins out, no good. He had another good look at a three. And man, he's got one good looking shot, doesn't he?
Definitely. Watching him in warm-ups, he made almost every shot he took. In fact, I only saw him miss one. He probably shot at least 10.
Yeah. Wycliffe, he's got a good-looking shot as well. This time it's too strong. And the rebound cleared by Dorward. Now here comes Kevin Mullen again. This three left it short. And I believe we got a foul against Palo Alto going for the rebound. There was a nice tip-in by Justin Hull, but a push-off right before the act.
For those of you just joining us, I'm Alex Ross alongside
Mike Foyles. Just inside a minute to play in the first quarter.
And that will be brought in, and some contact there, but that will be grabbed by
Swirsky gets it, and now gets it underneath Mullen. Mullen fights one in. That was just pure will inside by Kevin Mullen, and it's a 12-point lead for the Vikings.
Certainly, that was some good physicality from Oliver Swirsky. And here's a replay of that last shot.
They'll go back around the perimeter, a left wing three, knocking it down.
And that was the very tall, harsh Ranveer Singh. And that is what I believe is his second three-pointer of the night, definitely using his size to his advantage, much like many of these Vikings players.
He's 6'3", can hit him from downtown, averaging 12 a game this season. Now 3 seconds left, final shot of the first quarter, no good. And so a fun first quarter basketball here on MC Sports. Palo Alto out in front, 17-8 over the Wilcox Chargers.
This game started off definitely very much in Palo Alto's favor, but although the score is still a difference of 9, Wilcox has really crawled back into this one. Feels for every point Palo Alto has put up, Wilcox has put up 2. Slowly but surely, they're getting back in this game. And once again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Pachi's Pizza. Pachi's began in the summer of 2004 in Palo Alto with an expert pizza maker with a passion for her fresh, deep dish pizza and genuine hospitality. Today, Pachi's delicious pizza and signature customer experience is a neighborhood favorite. When you walk through the door of Pachi's, you're in for a treat. When you sit down at our table, your family. Enjoy a Pachi's pizza today.
So now we get ready to start the second quarter. 17-8, Palo Alto out in front. John has it, goes around the baseline for Swirsky.
And Swirsky with a little bit of a sidearm sling there.
McNell pass it left, goes inside. Grandy at baseline 2. Front rim, no good. And the rebound cleared by the Chargers and Turaturi.
For all the struggles Wilcox has had tonight, Turaturi has been one beacon of hope as he has really been carrying this team on both defense and offense.
Wycliffe draws a foul on the dribble. That'll be the 15th foul against the Vikings.
And that one will be brought in by Chad Go for Wilcox.
So difficulty with the inbound, they find Singh on the baseline.
Singh, who's made both three-pointers tonight for Wilcox, has another nice-looking shot, but just bounces out off the rim. And Go with the shot, no good.
And Grandy clears it for Palo Alto. Looking to run. Tension looks to drive, but a traveling violation.
This has actually been some of the most travels I've seen in a game recently. What would that be, already the third or fourth?
But I think there's probably more when you think about how many Wilcox had in those opening possessions.
Most certainly.
Fitzpatrick at the top. Passes it left. Goes for go. Now looking to drive. Going down the left. Finifuyaki no good. Singh fights for the rebound. And the rebound cleared by Turaturi.
And that one back to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick up the shot, no good.
And the rebound cleared by Mike Grandy of the Vikings. And now that foul is going to go against Palo Alto.
And that would be the 6th foul that's gone against Palo Alto tonight, against only 1 for Wilcox.
And that one came against Mike Grandy. He's going to have to check out.
For as sloppy as Wilcox has looked, they've certainly been doing a better job than Palo Alto with the fouls. I would say that Palo Alto is lucky to have the 9-point lead right now. If it wasn't for Wilcox blowing so many of their possessions early on, this could be a much tighter game, if not Wilcox having the lead.
Oh, a nice cut that time by Wycliffe, who lays it in. Hacked in the act, Jakes Wycliffe, and he'll go to the line. And that was an inbound play. They didn't really look like they had anything, but he made a beautiful cut to the lane, and he was able to finish too.
And that'll be Wycliffe with the free throw.
At 6'5", we already know he can shoot it from downtown, so what can't this young man do?
And there's another one. 17-11, the Palo Alto Vikings lead. For those of you just joining us here on MC Sports, I'm Alex Ross alongside Michael Foles.
And now a nice pass underneath, but too strong. That was a good look for Simpson. You have to finish on that one. Now at the top, Wycliffe drives down the right. Draws a foul. Nope, it's going to be an offensive foul. Jace Wycliffe called for the charge.
And Harshwan Veer Singh was just barely late on that one, just after the foul.
But I think you have to like the aggressiveness there to attack the lane by Wycliffe. Really been one of the only forces of offense that Wilcox has had so far early in this game. Now a pass out right, out of bounds, intended.
This may just be high expectations, but I haven't really seen too much of Kevin Mullen since the opening minutes of the game.
You know what, I'm going to say it right now, I think that's high expectations. For a guy who's, you just expect so much out of him because he's such a good shooter. He knocks him down, had a few rim out, but you're going to hear a little bit more from him later in this game, I can promise you that. Now at the top, Finifuyaki through the lane, left it short, offensive rebound. And he brings it back out for Fitzpatrick.
And Finifuyaki showing nice strength there, bringing it to the inside.
Now here's Singh, a three, left it short. Fights for the rebound, Simpson grabs it, and we got a foul against the Chargers.
A lot of contact there, and there was the foul. Bringing it in for Paly will be Max Dorward.
They bring it up, goes for Mullen, pass it baseline, and an easy layup that time for Alex Deese. That time they worked right through the zone. And they get a fine, wide open look underneath. On the other end, Wycliffe has it. Baseline for Singh, takes it to the top. Finifuyaki back right. Now with the drive, Wycliffe pull up two, gets it blocked. And here comes Palo Alto. Mullen makes a nice pass. And now that time, Simpson almost let his man out of bounds. They're able to save it to the top. And Johnny Rojan knocks down a three.
Max Dorward is rewarded for his efforts saving that one.
22-11, other end, Wycliffe, that one way off, no good. Singh grabs it, gets it ripped from him.
Dorward with a nice pass there.
Now a pull-up three for Kevin Mullen. Back rim, no good. The Chargers want to run. Zeroli has it. He fires up a pull-up too.
And Mullen's going to grab that one. Here comes Mullen.
Back iron once again, but they'll clear the offensive rebound with Rojan. Now the baseline, spinning. Simpson back at the top. Mullen on the dribble. Very nice job with a fake shot and a nice pass to find Alex Deese once again right under the basket in a 13-point game.
And Alex Deese heating up in this one as he's scored 6 of the last 10 points for Paly. Taking that one is Hezekiah Finafuaka.
Trying to attack baseline, Singh, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and it'll go to the Vikings. 4:11 to play. Palo Alto 24, Wilcox 11.
As this game has been very back and forth, but a slow start from Wilcox is really hurting them here.
Three by Rojan, his back iron. The rebound eventually goes to Turaturi. He tries to go all the way. The floater, no good. Rebound slapped out of bounds, and it goes to Palo Alto.
If Turaturi and Mullins can maintain the momentum they had for their respective teams earlier in the game, this game could get even more interesting, which would be saying something, as it's been very tight.
Deese, they working around the perimeter against the zone. Swirsky a three, it's good.
And Swirsky with an excellent shot there.
Other end, Mullen has it, works middle, kicks out, Swirsky, a nice pass underneath. Deese gets it, kicks out, tension, a wide open three from downtown.
And a perfect shot by Tentione.
And we got a timeout on the floor. Palo Alto starting to break this thing wide open with 3:11 to play. Vikings 30, Chargers 13.
And Coach Patrick Galos will be trying to get his team to improve and capitalize on their opportunities and minimize mistakes. Minimizing mistakes will definitely be a focus, as that's one aspect of the game that Wilcox has really struggled at. On the other side, though, however, for the Vikings, Coach Adam Sachs will be mostly just telling his guys to keep doing what they're doing, be nice and aggressive, and a few of those three-pointers never hurt.
And if you're the Chargers right now, you might have to think about abandoning the zone, because Palo Alto is starting to make it look way too easy. Between wide open layups underneath and wide open threes, they just have had too many opportunities. So I don't know, maybe the Chargers should maybe start playing some man defense or something like that, or at least change up the scheme, because it's starting to get too easy for Palo Alto offensively.
Yeah, most certainly. As the popular adage goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, if it is broke, you most certainly do need to fix it. And Wilcox has been broke tonight.
It goes for Wycliffe, stripped away, he dives for it. A tangle up for the basketball. And it's a jump ball, it'll stay here.
And Jace Wycliffe with the great effort to keep that one between his legs. It'll be brought in by Chad Go to Fitzpatrick.
They pass it right. Fuyaki looks to drive, kicks out the top. Chad Go a three, and it's good.
And Chad Go scoring his first points of the night. With three-pointer certainly going to help his team's momentum. Although they're now trailing by 14, their biggest deficit of the day.
Tension at the top. And now we got a foul going against the Chargers on the ball.
As the foul count is 4 for the Chargers and 7 for the Vikings. At one point it was 6-1. However, in the past 4 fouls, 3 of them have gone against the Chargers and only 1 against the Vikings. As Grandy clearly calling that one. And a little bit of a handoff there. Back over to Tentione.
That was actually Rojan who knocks down a baseline three. So once again, a wide open look. That was just too easy. And you're letting this Palo Alto team gain a lot of confidence. And when you can do that, these wide open threes start to fall. Wycliffe a pull up two, it's good. And he continues to carry this team, 33-18. Mullen looks to attack the right. Pull up two, it goes.
As we can see here, Wilcox is almost looking tired as Palo Alto's just driving right through them consistently.
35-18. Now on the baseline, Zaroli. Back out for Fitzpatrick. Just over a minute and a half to play. Wycliffe skip pass, Chad Go along two. And that time missed everything. And the rebound goes to Mullen and Palo Alto.
And another one that just looks way too easy for Paly bringing it in here. But will they capitalize?
And tension, a wide open three. So how about that? Just a little bit of dribble penetration from Rojan. He finds tension for a three.
At what point does Wilcox make the adjustment? Because we just have not seen it. It consistent and thorough domination by Paly here. I mean, at this point, it almost looks as if Wilcox has given up.
Offensively, Wilcox has definitely made some improvements, but you're not going to find a way to get back in this game if you can't defend. And that time, an easy layup underneath coming from Turi.
We have just over 50 seconds remaining in the second period.
38-20, Palo Alto. Right wing, a nice pass and a backdoor cut by Kevin Mullen. And it's plays like that, which is the reason why he averages over 20 a game. Just knowing where to be.
Coming into this game, he certainly suspected that Mullen would be a big part of a victory effort if Paly did win, but we've really seen an all-around effort from this team as many other guys have contributed, such as Grandy.
And they're going to call an offensive foul against Oliver Spirsky. So a nice job forcing a steal, forcing transition, but couldn't finish that time. A nice offensive foul, or a nice defensive play, rather, for the Wilcox Chargers.
Most certainly. Well, Mullen has certainly been the star of this team. Dees, Svirsky, and Rojan have certainly been a nice supporting cast, really taking the pressure off him and supplying Paly with many of their 40 points as they lead 40-20 with 15 seconds remaining in the period.
The Chargers can hold for the last shot. They trail by 20. Singh gets trapped in the corner, passes it, and stolen away. And now the Vikings can hold for the last shot. Kevin Mullen kicks it out. Left wing looking to drive. Bicknell back to the top. Mullen to beat the shot clock. No good. And at the end of the first half, Palo Alto 40, Wilcox 20 here on MC Sports.
This is certainly a more high-scoring game than Wilcox has seen recently, as in their last game, they only managed to put up 36, whilst their opponents put up 42. So most certainly a much higher scoring game. Both teams were missing some pretty good opportunities early on, but that is definitely changed, as now it's who will be the first one to score as opposed to the last.
And we're going to take a short break as we enter halftime. Vikings out in front by 20. welcome you back. Palo Alto up to a 40-20 lead over the Wilcox Chargers. Mike Foyles alongside Alex Ross here on MC Sports. When you look at this first half, Palo Alto, after a bit of a slow start in the first quarter, at least offensively, they have really started to light it up. A lot of big threes, and really it's all been about the supporting cast with Kevin Moore. So many other guys have been able to step up today as they try to break their 2-game losing streak. A wide open look at a layup that time, but it was no good by Justin Hull. However, they recover the rebound. It goes back around the baseline. Spearsky through the lane, kicks it out at the top. A three for Rojan, spins in and out, no good. Fighting for the rebound that time is Hull, but it goes out of bounds for the Chargers.
As you mentioned, many players have contributed in today's game, and some of those players who you might not have suspected are Mike Grandy and Alex Dees for Paly, who have really put on a show here. As that
baseline two is good by Finafuyaki. An 18-point game. Rojan at the top, net by Turaturi. Passes it right for Spearsky. Once again, they're in zone. Spearsky gets it stolen away, and a nice save that time by Turaturi.
Turaturi has really had a nice day today and has been one of the few positives for Wilcox, who are losing by 18 points.
That pull-up no good by Finafuyaki on the dribble. On the other end, here comes Palo Alto, splitting through defenders and drawing a foul was Alex Dees, and he'll go to the line.
There's some of that strength that we've really started to see from Paly a little bit later on this game. Early on, it was all about Kevin Mullen and his three-point shots, but since then you've seen a lot more physicality and a lot more high percentage shots from the inside.
First one good.
Back number 2 is Alex Dees. And 2 for 2.
42-22. Fitzpatrick at the top. Goes right. Back at the top goes for Turaturi. Left wing Finafuyaki. Now at the top, stolen away. A turnover by the Chargers. Looking to run. Justin Hull lost his footing and recovered by the Wilcox Chargers.
And Spearsky playing some nice defense there and passed off.
Passes it right. Goes for Wycliffe, the leading scorer in the first half, at least for the Chargers. Tacks the baseline. Too much on it, and the rebound goes to the Vikings. Spearsky runs it up. Pass it baseline. Kevin Mullen, a three. Left it short, no good. And now we get a foul going for the rebound. That one's going to go against Palo Alto.
And that will be Palo Alto's first foul of the second half, as now each team has one foul in the third period with 6:06 remaining. I'm Alex Ross alongside Mike Foyles. And that one will be carried across the center by Fitzpatrick.
Guarded by Rojan, passes it left. Finafuyaki, met by Spearsky. Back around the perimeter, works it inside. Here's Zaroli. On the baseline, Zaroli. Back for Finafuyaki, a skip pass, other end. Looking to drive. The right-hand floater, no good that time by Turaturi. And the rebound cleared by Palo Alto, and now we got a foul against Wilcox.
Big mistake there by Alex Dees, almost turning that one over. Lucky for the foul.
Kevin Mullen will take over the point guard duties.
And Mullen takes it across center.
Passes it right. Goes for Grandy. Grandy, a backdoor cut, and a nice pass to Dees, but he goes up too strong. Here come the Chargers going all the way through the lane. Finafuyaki draws the foul, and he'll go to the line.
That was quite the play from Finafuyaki, who has really been showing off his power and strength today, just driving through these Paly defenders.
That foul goes against Oliver Spearsky. And they'll call that one on the floor. They're saying he was not going up. And they'll inbound from underneath. Fitzpatrick gives it baseline. It goes out.
And
a left wing three for Chad Go. Back iron for the rebound cleared by Wycliffe. You know, he goes up and he gets to the ball.
And the score is now 42-24. Palo Alto leads.
Kevin Mullen has it. Lobs one up for Grandy, who lays it in.
And another nice shot from Grandy, who's really been getting some good opportunities from right underneath the net.
Baseline, Singh has it. Swings it to the top. A pull-up two by Zaroli. It's good. Good-looking jumper that time. And the lead's 18 for Palo Alto. Here comes Kevin Mullen all the way to the hole. A pull-up two, no good. And a foul going for the rebound against Grandy.
And that will be the third foul of the third period for the Vikings, as this has certainly not been a clean game by any means. As you can see, that is Chad Go getting ready to carry it in. And Fitzpatrick will take it back cross center.
Got it by Rojan, pass it right wing for Go. Go, a dribble handoff. Attacks the right that time was with left, kicks out baseline, a two, no good. Rebounded by Mullen, he wants to run. A pull-up jumper for Kevin Mullen, it's good. That's a three that time. And that's a really difficult shot transition.
There's a replay of that great shot by Kevin Mullen, really showing off his talent as we have seen all game today. Mullen's certainly the leader of this Paly team, although they are by no means a one-man show. And taking that one will be Rojan.
Passes it left, goes for Dorwood. Now at the elbow with it is Justin Hull. Back to the top, Mullen drives right, fakes the pull-up two, now gives for Justin Hull. Hull kicks it out for Tension, a nice backdoor cut. Down the right wing and in Kevin Mullen. Off a nice pass from Tension.
And a perfect shot there. Here's a replay of that beautiful shot. As you can see, right off the backboard and through the net.
And on the other end, you had a foul against the Vikings. Fitzpatrick will go to the line. First one for Fitzpatrick, good.
And Fitzpatrick will take the second one, as cycling in the game for Paly will be Corey Bicknell.
1 of 2 from the strike. 49-27. Mullen wants to run. He's going to slow it down.
A little bit of contact there by Justin Hull, but no call.
And a nice pass inside. Justin Hull couldn't finish. Left it short, but the rebound goes to Mullen. Mullen has it. Takes it out baseline. Back at the top. Swing pass for Tension, a three. Front rim, no good. And the rebound trying to save it with Singh, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Vikings.
And the Vikings will maintain possession, which is certainly good for them, as they've had quite a problem with turnovers today, as had Wilcox.
Bicknell has it. Down the baseline, Mullen kicks out the top. Tension, a three. This one rattles in and out, no good. Singh brings it up. Looking to drive down the right, and can't finish that time. Good looking opportunity from Zaroli, but it's no good. Other end, left wing, Tension. Works inside, floater through the lane, it's good.
And Tension will put that one right through the basket. So you can see in the background, that's actually the women's basketball team getting ready for the game, which will start at 7:45 and will also be covered by MC Sports.
And now a foul that time against Palo Alto with a bump on Christian Fitzpatrick.
And a couple of substitutions being made by Wilcox.
2:20 to play in the third quarter. On the dribble, goes right. Wycliffe, a three. It's good.
And that was a beautiful shot by Wycliffe, who has had quite a nice day today for Wilcox. Has been really showing off his strength and athleticism down in high percentage area, although that was a three-pointer, which we have not seen very many of from him.
And look at that rotation. Dorward was left wide open underneath the basket for a layup. You've got to have better defensive rotation if you're Wilcox. 53-30 now. Wycliffe on the other end. A three, it's good. Jace Wycliffe not going away. Continues impressive night. 53-33. Kevin Mullen looks to drive. Up and under, back at the top. Pull-up three, no good that time by Bicknell. Chad Go brings it up. Baseline, Singh. Singh guarded by Bicknell. Works it around the perimeter. Wycliffe again. Bounces out this time. Singh's able to save it. And it almost looked like he was standing out of bounds when he saved it. No call though.
Well, certainly
the three was short. And the rebound goes to Justin Holt.
Bicknell clearly wants a call there. A little bit frustrated, visibly.
Justin Holt kicks it out. Kevin Mullen a three. Bounces out. Offensive rebound. Finishing inside. Justin Hall underneath.
And Justin Hall. Here's a replay of that great one by Justin Hall. As you can see, nice job getting the ball and then a perfect shot right off the backboard.
And now it's just a box out that time for Hall, leading to an easy score. A 22-point game. Wycliffe kicks it out. A right wing three rattles out, no good by Butler, but the offensive possession saved.
As there appears to be some confusion in the Paly defense, is a little bit of a log jam towards the basket, but things appear to have been sorted out.
Shot clock turned off, 7 seconds left. Go steps into a three. Tries to bank it in, no good. Butler gets it back. His shot is good. And that concludes the third quarter.
And Deshaun Butler's final two-pointer will make the game 55-35. Paly leads with a 20-point margin. Palo Alto committed 5 fouls in the third period, whilst Wilcox committed 2.
And this is an important game for Palo Alto because following a 9-game winning streak where everything was just going right, they get shocked at home just about a week ago against Homestead. A game they lost by 15, and you just kind of were wondering just what happened in that game, and then they lose again to a team they beat earlier in Los Gatos. They lose by 5. So all of a sudden, Palo Alto on a 2-game losing streak. At one point, they were in first place. Now they find themselves tied in second at 4-2 in the De Anza League Conference. Fremont now in first place at 5-1. So this is an important game for Palo Alto, not necessarily just to get a win, but trying to get this team back on track.
There is a game to get back on track, though. Wilcox certainly wouldn't be the wrong team to play, as they have really been struggling this season at 6-10.
And if you're Palo Alto, a team as good as they are, when you lose 2 home games, 2 consecutive home games, you get a little bit rattled. So you kind of wonder what kind of mindset would they come out today with, but they've looked pretty darn sharp. Now driving down the left, Finifuyaki lays it in, and it's an 18-point game.
One thing that Paly has clearly struggled with is the physicality of Finifuyaki and Manu Turaturi down by the basket, and that's one thing that they will need to sort out if they are to win the games against tougher teams than Wilcox.
Rojan 3 was no good, but it'll stay underneath with Palo Alto. Right wing Dorward, at the top, Simpson. Entry pass inside, back and inside, Justin Hole, he's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Looked like Finifuyaki got a hand in there. That could have been what the call was for. Not sure, though.
Justin Hole this season averaging just over 4 points, 3.5 boards a game.
And Hole with the free throw. And
first one back iron.
Shot. No good.
This is both. It goes out of bounds, so they're going to say it was off the Chargers.
Once again, for those of you just tuning in, I'm Alex Ross alongside Michael Foyles here at the Palo Alto Senior High School gym for tonight's game between the Palo Alto Vikings and the Wilcox Chargers. For those of you who are going to be staying with us for a little bit longer, coming up at 7:45, we have the women's varsity game, also between Palo Alto and Wilcox. That's sure to be a good one.
And that time, Grandy made a wide open pass to Simonson, who lays it in, and it's back to a 20-point game. Looking the drive, Finifuiaki gets it tipped away. Recovered by Butler. Now that pass deflected. And Palo Alto comes up with it and a foul against Wilcox.
That was a great effort by Corey Bicknell to first off keep that one in and second off draw the foul.
And now we got a timeout, 6:40 to play. Palo Alto 57, Wilcox 37.
And that will be a stoppage in play with fouls at 5 for Palo Alto and 4 for Wilcox to score 57-37. Palo Alto leads here in the 4th period. If you would have to say one thing that each of these teams did probably the best today, what would you say? Starting with Wilcox, the team with the deficit.
Well, for Wilcox, in terms of what they've done what they've done well today, and a lot of that has come from Jace Wycliffe. He's really been the engineer of this offensive attack, and he's done a lot so far. But in terms of their problems, a lot of them have to go defensively. Defensively, they just gave up too many open looks, too many open threes, and we've seen a lot of just wide open layups. And you just can't give that away if you're Wilcox. On the other end, if you're Palo Alto, they've done everything they need to do today. And one of the main things they've done well is perimeter shooting. And it hasn't just been Kevin Mullen, it's been other guys stepping up and hitting those wide open shots, and just the ball rotation in general, taking advantage of that zone of Wilcox and just getting easy scores. 57-37, 6.5 to play in the 4th quarter.
Mike Grandy's back in the game. Grandy, who's certainly been a big part of Palo Alto's effort tonight with his physicality and strength.
It goes right, Bicknell inside, Grandy works inside, the reverse layup no good, but coming up with it was Simonson. Palo Alto gets it, baseline, Simonson has it. Looks for the backdoor cut, and a shot clock violation.
It's the first shot clock violation we've seen today, although we've seen almost every violation that you could possibly see, as this has been a very foul-filled game, especially very early on, when it just felt like there was one foul after another for Wilcox.
I'm not sure they knew that was a shot clock violation. I think they may have been under the assumption that Grandy's shot hit the rim, but it did not. And they get called for it. At the top, Fitzpatrick attacks the right, kicks it out, goes out of bounds, and another Chargers turnover.
Turnovers are one thing that have really plagued the Chargers today. Is this would be a much more competitive game if they hadn't made so many ugly turnovers in inopportune times.
And we got another timeout. 5:45 to play. Palo Alto leads by 20.
Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Patchy's Pizza, and all of our crew members here at MC Sports. A big shout out to CJ Rolu, the graphics guy who's really had to keep up with a lot today. And as you can see, definitely some good conversation going over there on Wilcox, as they've probably come to grips with the fact that they're going to need a miraculous comeback to come back and tie this game. Although stranger things have happened, as there are almost 6 minutes remaining on the clock.
They go a long pass for Kevin Mullen. He recovers it midcourt, but it's stolen away. Turaturi has it. Drives inside, down the left, can't finish. Wycliffe tips it in.
And Turaturi imposing his will on the Paly defense there, as he has for most of the day. Unfortunately for Wilcox, they haven't had more producers like that.
One good thing for Wilcox is that Jace Wycliffe's only a junior. So you're going to have another year of him.
And coming onto the court for Paly is Alex Dees and Oliver Svirsky. Heading off is Justin Hull and Max Dorward.
They pass it left, it goes for Rojan. Kicks out, Mullen at the top. Mullen directs traffic, drives right, goes right through the lane, blows by his man, draws a foul. And I think he's going to go to the line. Let's see if they call that a shooting foul. And they will. He's going to shoot 2.
I'm not sure if that was really that huge of a shove, but certainly a good acting job if it wasn't.
All good scorers know how to get to the line. If you know how to get to the line, you're a pretty good actor.
Most certainly. And that
Mullen
will
misses
be.
both. Wycliffe grabs the rebound.
And Fitzpatrick passed it off.
Wycliffe attacks the left, crosses over and lays it in. Hacked in the act once again, Jace Wycliffe, and he'll go to the line.
And once again, Palo Alto fails to stop the Milpitas power without a foul, as that will certainly be a problem when they're facing teams with more shooters who can impose their will.
Free throw good, and it's a 15-point game. So the closest it's been in a little while. Wilcox with the zone press. Mullen with a nice lob for Deese. Deese now gets it for Hull. Hull around right wing 3 for Swirsky. It's no good. And the rebound cleared by Singh and the Chargers. Singh goes all the way. Down the left, banks it in off the glass. And it's a 13-point game. So all of a sudden the Chargers aren't out of it.
Yeah, most certainly. Palo Alto has been playing fairly good defense in the sense that there haven't been a whole lot of open Chargers. However, that hasn't been a problem as Turaturi and
now once again, just good rotation, and Dees lays it in.
Finn Fuwake have been able to drive right through the Vikings, seemingly at will, and it's causing quite a problem.
Singh and Funiaki both had good looks at the basket. Dees now draws a foul as he goes up.
And just when it seems if things were looking up for the Chargers, another foul, which will give the Vikings 2 shots from the line and certainly going to slow down their comeback efforts, which might make it this comeback even more improbable than it already is.
First one good by Alex Deese. Deese, the senior, averaging 4 points, 4 rebounds a game. Second one short, the rebound grabbed by Wycliffe. Fitzpatrick brings it up. Wycliffe swings it left for Singh. Singh on the dribble, gives for go.
And the score is 60-44. Palo Alto leads. It's been a very high-scoring game.
Fitzpatrick goes off the glass too strong. We got a foul, and this one's going to go against the Chargers. A shove that time, going for the rebound.
Certainly been a foul-filled game, as Wilcox now has 7 in on the half, whereas Palo Alto only has 6, but still not quite as foul-filled as the first half. Nor as sloppy, as many more points have been scored and more opportunities have been capitalized on.
And that took the refs a while to figure out that that was the 7th team foul. And that puts Palo Alto in the bonus. Kevin Mullen will go to the line, shooting 1-1.
And probably not the wisest decision to put Mullen on the line for the Chargers, but you do what you got to do to maintain your slim hopes of a comeback. And so, as this is Mullen's first time on the line, we'll see what he'll do. Appears to be some confusion with the referees regarding the foul. I'm not quite sure what it is.
It might be on the foul count if this was the 7th team foul, because otherwise I'm not really sure what it would be. It took them a while to realize that it was the 7th and that would send Mullen to the line for 1-1. And no, I think it was on the shooter. So that maybe that makes a little bit more sense. I think they were talking about who's going to go shoot the free throws. And knowing Kevin Mullen is a good free throw shooter, so he just walks up there as if it was him. Turns out it was actually Alex Deese who got fouled, and he'll go to the line instead.
And that will be another foul on Dees, and this is his 3rd set of free throws of the game.
And Deese rallies them both to fall, and it's an 18-point lead for the Vikings, 62-44. Tension will come in, Swirsky will come out. Fitzpatrick across the timeline. Passes it right for Singh. Singh cut off along the baseline, goes back for Fitzpatrick. A screen from Wycliffe. Trying to work the pick and roll, instead he goes the other side. A three that time, no good by Zaroli. Fighting for the rebound and laying it in that time, Axel Zaroli.
And here is a replay of that fine.
And how about that lob on the other end when we were showing you the replay? They have a nice alley-oop layup lob for Justin Hull, who lays it in.
And Fitzpatrick will be driving it.
Now here's Singh, a three. Bounces out, no good. Rebound, they bring it back out for Go. Wide open, rattles a three. Chad Go from downtown.
Palo Alto certainly has many edges in this game, as has been evident by the score and pace and style of play tonight. However, one advantage that Wilcox clearly has is height, as that's been very evident on many of these rebounds and three-point shots, where the Vikings just can't match the Chargers' top players in terms of height, and it's clearly made a difference, especially on the rebounds.
If you're Wilcox, you're 0-6 in league, 6-10 this season. I think you just got to take each game one at a time. And they've played in a lot of close games this season, so it's not like they've been getting blown out every game. But it's difficult just to try to get that one win. That first win's always the most difficult for a team like Wilcox. But we'll see what they can start doing as we get closer to the second half of league, the second half of conference season. They find themselves down 15 at Palo Alto tonight.
You have to imagine Wilcox will get that win eventually. It's just a question of how soon. It does not appear that it will be tonight.
Dees gives for Hole. Passes it right, back for Tension. Tension hands it off. Now it goes right, a three, and it's good. Miles Tension from downtown. On the baseline, goes for Wycliffe. Back around the other side, the three no good that time by Zaroli.
And that'll go out of bounds to be taken in by Tension. And there is another wide open Viking. Not quite sure as to why Mullen was that open, but he was, and another mistake by Wilcox. Mullen tossed it off to Tension without much effort.
2 minutes to play, 18-point game. Another nice pass. Tension can't finish too strong. He goes down to the other end. It's going to be a 5-on-4. Wycliffe recognizes it, pulls up a three. It's good. And we got a timeout. Jace Wycliffe knocks one down from downtown. A minute 50 to play. 67-52 Palo Alto.
And quite a bit of contact over there with Tension and Fitzpatrick, but no foul to be called.
Kevin Nolan passes it right. Simison back at the top. Goes for Dees. Simison looks to pass it inside. Now gives for Dees. Dees lost it. Stolen away by Teraturi. Skip pass for Go. A baseline three for Fitzpatrick. And too strong, no good. The rebound goes to Simison. Down the sideline, gets trapped, goes for Hole, and they get it across the timeline.
A couple of long passes there to, once again, wide open Vikings, and not a whole lot of effort to conceal that one by Teraturi as he just crashed into the defenseless Mullen. And coming up to the line to take the shot.
So this game winding down. A minute 2 left to play, 67-52.
As you can see, Kevin Mullen, the hero of this Vikings team, although he hasn't shown up tonight quite as we thought he would, based on his results early on and his previous game and the loss to Los Gatos. However, he has certainly been a big part of this team.
And he knocks them both down. A 17-point lead for the Vikings. And he'll check out. And now a minute to play. A game where Palo Alto has pretty much controlled it the entire time. In what has been a nice rebounding effort for the Vikings following 2 straight home losses. And now a nice pass along the baseline, laying it in was Turaturi. And now we get another timeout, 48 seconds to play.
As the Vikings will go over for their timeout to talk it over with Coach Adam Sachs. On the other side, Wilcox will be going over to speak with Patrick Galos, although it doesn't appear that a whole lot of speaking is going on. Looks like more consoling, I suppose I would say, in regards to imminent loss.
So we've certainly had an entertaining one for you so far tonight, but coming up next, the girls' game between the Palo Alto Vikings and the Wilcox Chargers.
That's also bound to be a good one, as the Palo Alto women's Vikings team has had a spectacular season thus far.
And this season, they're 16-2, 6-0 in Deanza League play. So a very good team coming up next here on MC Sports.
Going up against a not-so-great Wilcox team at 3-13. However, just look at this one. Quite entertaining.
Butler has it at the top, just over 30 seconds to play. Christian Anderson has checked in for the Chargers. And that time, number 44, not even on our roster, but he had a nice layup that time. Goes underneath, laying it in that time with Simison. A 15-point lead for the Vikings.
Simison, his first time in the game. And this will bring us to the end of regulation.
And that's the ball game. Our final score, Palo Alto 71, Wilcox 56. With the win, the Vikings move on to 14-4, 5-2 in Deanza League play. Wilcox falls to 6-11, 0-7 in league play. It was certainly an entertaining game. Palo Alto was able to control pretty much the entire way. And we are finished with this first game, but we are not finished here on MC Sports. The next game coming up, the girls varsity game between the Palo Alto Vikings and the Wilcox Chargers. Mike Foyles and Alex Brock checking out for now.
Talk to you next time.